Hey there, let's talk about 5 ways to get going or to keep going when the going gets tough, especially during times like COVID-19, but to grow into Supersize and create the business that you've always wanted to create. If you have your own business, no matter what's going on in the world around you right now, if you started your own business, you've been in business for any amount of time, you know that we inevitably find ourselves undergoing tough times, tough challenges, big difficulties, problems. I think that uh, as business owners, we spend about 70% of our time or more fighting fires, putting out problems, creating systems and things to make sure that problems and challenges don't impact our business and the direction we're trying to go with it in the future. So what are 5 ways? We're talking about today, of course, the proverb, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. This is actually attributed to John Kennedy and a famous coach whose name I cannot remember, of course, just because I'm talking about it. But when there's a problem, basically it says, when there's a problem, strong people work hard to solve the problem. They overcome the problem. They go about continuing to move forward in their life, no matter what happens around them. Now, I looked up a bunch of quotes about getting tough and sayings about getting tough, and they were really fun and educational. People from all walks of life have many words of wisdom to say about perseverance, sticking to it, going for your dreams, not letting things sideline you when you hit the little hiccups or the setbacks that we inevitably will hit in any worthwhile endeavor. You know, there's no shortcut to any place worth going is one of those examples. This too shall pass, which is my personal favorite. I can't tell you how many times I tell myself that and how many times I tell my kids that. But beyond we know and can expect that we're going to hit hard times, what are some practical things we can do to not get sidelined and to not get knocked out of the game entirely when crazy things happen? For example, COVID-19. How many businesses have been shut down and knocked out of the game entirely because we weren't prepared for something as incredibly unimaginable as a pandemic and the ramifications of that pandemic and how it's been dealt with? Well, how do we keep going? We have to have some strategies. We have to have some ideas of what we can do, what we should do when something crazy and unpredictable happens. So what are some of the things we can do? Well, number one, we can strip away all the excess, all the ancillary noise and emotion and chaos that's going around the subject and actually dig down to the root cause of the problem so that we're working on that and moving forward, not focusing on all kinds of things that actually don't really matter. The next thing we can do is we can jump into something new. If our business is shut down due to COVID, because there's ordinances in our area that say our restaurant or whatever business you might have can't be open right now, what are some other ways? What is another thing we can do to serve the people that we've been serving? We can do online orders, curbside delivery. We can do home delivery, right? We can still do home delivery of our products and services, but we have to be willing to jump into something, get creative, know that there's always a solution to whatever challenge we face if we're willing to be flexible and flow and open our minds to what else is possible. Number 3, what can we do to get up and go when the going gets tough? We can fast forward. We can take that negative movie reel that's playing in our mind that comes with every change and every challenge, and we can fast forward and get through it faster. We don't have to be stuck in the emotions for days or months. And as has happened to many of us in certain areas or aspects of our life, we've been stuck for months in this negative loop of expecting things to change, but they're not changing, and expecting them to change and having all the negative emotions and depression and fear and lack and scarcity that comes with us being stuck in this negative movie reel. So we can fast forward the movie reel and just say we're to the end and replace the negative emotions with opening up to what else is possible, what could be possible if we put the negative emotions aside, kind of like stripping away the excess, because all that negative emotion, all that negative energy is just excess energy in the opposite direction we actually want to go. What's another thing we can do? Our 4th thing we can do is we can find the lesson in all of this. COVID, as painful as it's been for many people, has taught us some incredibly powerful lessons about unpredictability, planning, being prepared, being open, being willing to find solutions to problems that we never thought we were going to have in our entire lives and in our businesses especially. So we want to find the lesson in all of this for us, because guess what? If we're experiencing challenges, there's a lesson for us to learn in this. And 5, we can focus on health and opportunity. We can focus on solutions. I've been saying focus on solutions since the beginning of the pandemic. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't. Focus on what is possible, not what you're struggling with. Focus on the future, not on the past. Going back to normal is the past. We may or may not ever see what we considered normal before. Again, the world is forever changed by this pandemic, and our businesses and our lives need to move forward and change along with it. Now, it doesn't mean we don't push against things that we don't think are right or fair, but it does mean that we continue to show up, wake up, get up, show up, and serve the people that we're here to serve. So I would love to know, how are you dealing with the pandemic? How are you dealing with COVID-19 restrictions for your business? What kind of things have you done to move forward and prove that when the going gets tough, the tough get going? That's it. Have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow with another interesting proverb. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how can you use it in your life right now?